the whole Ukraine thing, what Donald Trump was holding back and what he wanted to get, I think very understandable. But if you'd like an easier to understand version of this, consider this bit of video from Pamela Karlan, one of the law professor witnesses in today's hearing.
What happened in 2016 was bad enough. There is widespread agreement that Russian operatives intervened to manipulate our political process. But that distortion is magnified if a sitting president abuses the powers of his office actually to invite foreign intervention. To see why, imagine living in a part of Louisiana or Texas that's prone to devastating hurricanes and flooding. What would you think if you lived there and your governor asked for a meeting with the president to discuss getting disaster aid that Congress has provided for? What would you think if that president said, I would like you to do us a favor. I'll meet with you and I'll send the disaster relief once you brand my opponent a criminal? Wouldn't you know in your gut that such a president had abused his office, that he betrayed the national interest, and that he was trying to corrupt the electoral process?
That's devastating. Obviously, no, we wouldn't accept it. Now, I know some Republicans would come back with a really disingenuous response and say, well, the federal government, they negotiate with the state governments all the time where they'll offer aid, but only under certain conditions. Before you see that, before Ben Shapiro goes on some head-shaking rant about that, that again are the interests of governments, not of one man. And the example's very clear. I want you to do me a favor, okay? Has nothing to do with the people, the federal government, our diplomatic objectives. It has to do with one man's personal political goals.
Absolutely, and you can deny that all you want, but it's just not the case. There was a side note, I was listening to CNN's analysis of this, and this has been an ongoing thing. It's not just CNN, it's just I heard it this morning, so that's where the example came from. But we have a Harvard law professor, we have a Stanford law professor, both we just heard from speaking about this in very explicit and obvious terms. And I hate the narrative that keeps coming that says, well, Democrats have the problem of making sure that the American people didn't really understand all this lawyer speak, all this attorney speak, all these smart guys in academia speak about the law. This is pretty straightforward. I don't think I'm this highly overly intelligent person that gets something about the law, because when I read a legal document, I get confused. So I get it, but this is straightforward. Stop telling politicians, stop telling the American public that they're too dumb to get this.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to these 5 hours. This is what they say. There's 5 hours of testimony, man. This is really some deep stuff, man. It's kind of dry today. No, it's not. Yeah. This is direct. This is easy. Like they give you layman's term examples. Like when she's talking about if you have disaster relief and you live in Louisiana. That's straightforward. People don't not understand that. Stop telling us that we're dumb.
Yeah, and the really confusing thing is, if you check in on his Republican defenders in government, but especially in the media, like a Sean Hannity show, you will be blasted in the brain with two, I think, contradictory narratives. One of which is Donald Trump would never push for another country to investigate the Bidens, and he definitely shouldn't be impeached for obstruction of justice. And then like 10 minutes later, it's they should definitely be investigating the Bidens. They're totally corrupt. They should be investigating them. And Donald Trump should not participate in this impeachment inquiry in any way. He should block all the documents. He should block all the witnesses. So he's not doing this, and I want him to do this.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a thing where we refuse to admit it happened. We're lobbying for it in real time while denying that it matters or that there should be any consequences. Thank you for watching this clip from The Damage Report. For more content from the show and access to TYT Network members-only exclusives, go to tyt.com/Brooke. Wait, no, it's tyt.com/John. Go to tyt.com/John to sign up.